Jimmie Johnson is a name any motorsport fan should be able to recognize. He is a 7-time Cup Series champion, tying him with NASCAR legends Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. He is an 85-time race winner in that series, and has the most consecutive championships in 5, in which he won the Cup every year from 2006 to 2010. But for part of the 2021 season, and for the full 2022 season, he participated in the Indycar series, which is the top echelon of American open wheel racing, in which his results were not as good as his days in stock car racing, to say the least. In this video, I will theorize and attempt to try to see the reasons on why he underperformed in Indycar, and also his lasting legacy in the series after his departure back to stock car racing, and being a team owner for the 2023 season. Before we start, like the video if it suits your fancy, and subscribe if you enjoy the content I put out, as it helps grow the channel. With all that aside, back to the video. For some background, Johnson first started his racing career in off-road motorcycles when he was just 4 years old, and he quickly moved up the ranks of off-road racing, progressing to racing buggies and trophy trucks. He won championships in most series he raced in, and made his asphalt racing debut in the short track American Speed Association Series in 1997, in which he won a few races. He then progressed up to the NASCAR Busch Series for 1998 and 1999 on a part-time schedule, before going full-time in 2000. He had an uneventful season, only interrupted by a spectacular crash at Watkins Glen, and for 2001, he stayed in the Busch Series, which he got a win at the Chicagoland Speedway, and he also made a few select starts in the Cup Series for Hendrick Motorsports. He moved up full-time to the Cup Series in 2022, and started off that season strong with a pole event at the Daytona 500 and a win at Auto Club, and the rest is history. He dominated the late 2000s to early 2010s, but however, the seasons after he won his 7th championship in 2016, he suffered a slump in performance that can be pinpointed to 2 factors. The first one was a heavy crash at Pocono in 2017, in which he slammed back first into the wall, and the second is the departure of his longtime crew chief, Chad Knaus, in 2018. He eventually announced his departure from full-time Cup Series competition after the 2020 season, and that year he tested with the Chip Ganassi Racing IndyCar team, as it was a childhood dream of his to race in IndyCar, and he made his debut in the series in 2021 on a part-time schedule, which he contested only the street and road course events due to safety concerns from Johnson on the ovals. He didn't achieve any spectacular that year, in which he only got 4 top 20 finishes, with a best finish of 17th at Long Beach. Quite disappointing compared to his teammates, as they all got at least 1 win throughout the season. Regardless of this, he stayed with Chip Ganassi Racing for the 2022 season, running a full-time schedule this year, which he continued his regular form of running outside the top 20. But the highlight of his year was at Iowa, in which he ran well all the race on course for a 5th place finish. Other than that, he performed pretty dreadfully, and his teammates got at least 1 win each, and so he announced his retirement from IndyCar and from full-time racing in general at the end of that year. Now that the career recap is over, time for the speculation. For the easy answer, Johnson underperformed in IndyCar because he simply didn't have the talent for it, as he is well suited to oval racing in stock cars, and oval racing in stock cars only. But this can quickly be disproven with his ability to win many road course races in NASCAR, and he has shown that he can wheel around many types of cars successfully, as he has demonstrated in his prowess in off-road racing, and his good results in the few times in which he has contested the 24 Hours of Daytona endurance race, with him getting a best finish of 2nd in 2005 and 2007. So there obviously needs to be another reason for his underperformance in IndyCar. A factor that I put forward is a crash in Pocono in 2017 caused his slump in performance, as there has been examples of drivers retiring and losing performance after similar crashes. Most notably Kurt Busch, after a heavy crash at the same track 5 years later, retired from the demands of Cup Series competition after it proved too much as he was recovering from the heavy crash. Also, Nelson Piquet, a Formula 1 driver, suffered a crash in 1987, had declined results after due to the psychological effects of the crash, and also due to him losing a significant amount of depth perception, which he estimated cost him at most 2 seconds per lap performance after. With all these examples taken into account, it's not unreasonable to say that maybe this was the reason why Johnson underperformed in IndyCar, as the physical demands are quite a bit higher than NASCAR, and thus he was not able to perform at a high level like he was racing and winning in NASCAR. And he has shown that he can race well in NASCAR even after his crash, with him running inside the top 15 for most of the 2023 Daytona 500 before being taken out in the crash. A third reason I propose is simply the new environment of IndyCar and the pressure of his NASCAR success proved too much for him, as he was a rookie to open wheel racing after all, and diving into the deep end is what Johnson did. as he didn't race in any of the Road to Indy series, such as Indy Lights, and made his debut in the top series first, which is what few other drivers have done, with quite a few caveats. Quite a few IndyCar drivers have gone over to NASCAR in what was called the open wheel invasion of the 2000s and early 2010s, in which names such as Tony Stewart, Danica Patrick, Michael McDowell, who made a video on that you should totally watch, and fellow off-road racer Johnson, Robbie Gordon, transferred to NASCAR and achieved much success, with championships coming to Tony Stewart and wins coming to Robbie Gordon and Michael McDowell. But only a few drivers have done the reverse, with none achieving much success, Johnson included. Many drivers swapping from other series to NASCAR start in the second tier series, such as the trucks or Xfinity, in order to gain experience in a new type of car and a new type of racing overall. Johnson didn't do this for his debut in IndyCar, and just went straight into the series that many drivers spend decades gaining experience to go into. The pressure to succeed must have also gone to Johnson as well, as many expected him to win just like his NASCAR days, but he was only a rookie in IndyCar and open wheel racing as a whole, and so that is my main reason why Johnson underperformed in IndyCar. But I might be wrong. If you think that I am, write away in the comments, as I would like to know, and it also helps such a video reach more people. Thanks for watching, like if you like the video, subscribe if you like the channel, and I'll see you next time.